Live from downtown Vancouver at the Vancouver Film School campus, it's time for EP Live. Hey, welcome to EPN. My name is Victor Lucas, and we bring you the latest in everything cool. Thank you very much. Thank you all so much for watching at home or on the bus or at work. I hope you're not getting in trouble wherever you're watching EP Live, but very, very kind of you to tune in and to watch us today. We've got an awesome show for you with a very cool guest who was very gracious. His name is Rayan Ali, and he is the writer of NBA Jam, the book, and we're going to dive deep into the history of this incredible game that I have loved for my whole life, it feels like, and very, very anxious to talk with him. But of course, we have a great rundown to get to today, and there's some cool news to discuss. This one's going out to our friend Ahmed Al-Harith, who says, this thumbnail of The Witcher 3 makes me chuckle, LOL. And that, I think, kudos have to go to Blake Siefkin for my Witcher 3 review thumbnail yesterday, which is probably one of the best thumbnails on YouTube right now. Good job, Blake. This rundown is all yours, Ahmed Al-Harith. Let's get started with your rundown. It turns out a game doesn't even need to be popular for the developers to ask players to fork over more money. Bethesda has announced that their troubled online game Fallout 76 is getting an optional subscription. For $13 US a month or $100 a year, players will be able to get new perks like exclusive weapons and gear, extra in-game currency, and the ability to play in their own private server so they don't have to deal with randos. It's unclear how much interest there will be for this subscription. Fallout 76 got off to a rough start when it launched last year, failing to satisfy fans, although it's managed to build up a better reputation since then, and now it's systematically just trashed it all. All of that goodwill that they've been building up, this has set the internet on fire. There's a lot of hate for this whole idea because, of course, Fallout 76 is not free. You have to pay full price for the video game, and then you bring it home, and then, you know, there's this optional opportunity to get cool things like in-game currency. I mean, it's definitely a blatant kind of attempt to kind of monetize and to figure out how you make more money based on all of the development costs that are in there. And clearly there are a lot of people that are still playing, that are having a good time, and maybe this, dedicated server thing is going to be enough to kind of pull the trigger for some folks out there. I don't mean to dismiss or disparage anybody that's having a good time with Fallout 76, but frankly, when you start throwing out, extended sort of options to purchase all kinds of extra little bits like this, it really feels like you should have come out as a free-to-play thing, or you should have come out as early access beta at no cost or something like that, or a founder's pack so you would never have to pay anything extra, because the game wasn't finished, and it pissed everybody off. And then there were a lot of people that bought the collector's edition, and then they got burned and got pissed off, and there was so much heat and so much hate. And why open the door to more of it, Bethesda? We love you. What are you doing? Make it easier to love you. This is crazy. I know that everybody's still trying to figure out how to monetize and how to, keep all your businesses sustained and all of your employees employed with games that are always on like this. But I don't know. It feels like when you make an announcement like this, it should also say, in 6 months, we plan to take the game free to play so that more people can come into it, which it feels like that's what's going on with Fallout 76 behind the scenes. Maybe there's enough content there that everybody's going to be happy and happily sign on for this thing, but I don't know. It's been a bad cloud over a beloved franchise, and what's weird about it is, of course, The Outer Worlds is launching this week, and I think it's going to give a lot of people jonesing for Fallout adventuring a lot of that, and I think it's one price and you get the game, I can't wait to play it, by the way. I haven't got my code yet, but it's coming soon, and I will have a review of that. Anyways, much love to Bethesda. It's an incredible company. You can hate on them all you want, but they are an amazing studio that has delivered lots and lots of great entertainment. So hopefully they find their way with this, and hopefully it will be nothing but sunshine and roses when we talk about Bethesda going forward. Let's hope for that. All right, the new Joker movie is going to have the last laugh at the box office. The villainous new DC movie has earned more than $745 million worldwide off of a mere $62 million production budget. This makes it the most profitable comic book adaptation ever made if you adjust for the production cost. It hasn't outgrossed heavyweights like Avengers or The Dark Knight, but when you consider that those movies cost a lot more to make, Joker comes out on top. The film likely won't slow down anytime soon, and it may even become the highest-grossing R-rated movie of all time. Don't be surprised if this causes Warner Brothers and other studios to create similar projects in the future. I think we can pretty much guarantee that a Joker 2 is coming with Joaquin Phoenix. Not that he is chasing the money, but I think Warner Brothers is going to do everything it can to keep this thing happening. And it makes sense that Jared Leto's name is now no longer associated with Joker. Frankly, even if you hate the movie, at least it was a tremendous risk on everybody's part. And I read that Warner Brothers didn't really want to see this thing get made. There were executives at Warner Brothers that were actively trying to squeeze the production budget and force it to be something made with not enough money so that it wouldn't get made. I think that they were actually trying to sabotage this thing. Some people. And then clearly there were other people that were really fired up for this adaptation. I really, really enjoyed this movie. I love the movie. It's dark as hell. It's twisted. It makes you feel really, really sick to your stomach and uncomfortable, which is how some of the best Joker comic books make me feel. And even though it's not like a direct lift off of comic pages, there's definitely enough meat in there for me to make that connection. And I had a great time. And I do want to see Joaquin Phoenix sort of take ownership of the role. I know he's got his artistic standards, and certainly all of this scuttlebutt with Coppola and Scorsese talking about how all these superhero movies are garbage. Please pick something better to fight for, Martin and Francis. But with an artist like Joaquin saying, he doesn't do sequels and he wants nothing to do with that's like jet fuel for that decision for him, and it's almost too bad because he's perfect in the role. If we can't have Heath Ledger, it's great that we can have Joaquin Phoenix in this role. I think we're going to get a lot of darker movies and a lot of really cool interpretations, and that's a good thing. That's going to be fun. So take that, Francis Ford Coppola and Martin Scorsese. All right, it looks like James Bond might not be the only MI6 agent getting his own movie. With the new 007 film No Time to Die on the way, the producers might be working on a spin-off. Naomi Harris, who plays the new version of Moneypenny in the recent movies, has revealed that she and the filmmakers are interested in creating a Moneypenny solo movie, which would see her go on her own spy adventures. The character has evolved and changed to become much more active in recent decades, so her own movie would seem like a logical next step. No official word if it will happen. In the meantime, No Time to Die hits theaters in February. You know what? I've always thought this about the James Bond universe. As an aside, Lego, what the hell are you waiting for? You've got all of these movies to make awesome Lego James Bond sets. You gave us the Aston Martin. Make us a whole bunch more James Bond Lego, please. But they've always created these incredible universes around this character. Lots of awesome villains and side characters and supporting cast members. Yeah, it would make perfect sense to have, films and television shows, other kinds of ways into this incredibly rich and dense universe, man. I think it'd be great. I'd love a Felix Leiter show, starring Jeffrey Wright. I think that'd be incredible, or a movie. And I love Naomi Harris. I think she's a terrific choice for Moneypenny. I'm down for this. I think it'd be great. I remember years ago when they cast Halle Berry in the James Bond, I forget what, Die Another Day, where he goes to Cuba. I thought there were some fun bits in there. She was great. Halle Berry was great in that movie, and there was talk that they were going to give her character a whole spin-off thing, and of course that went nowhere. Probably after Catwoman. I think this is a good idea, and I think honestly, as long as they're smart with it and they play well with whoever now they're going to cast as the new James Bond, because they've got to sort of put that jigsaw puzzle together. Unless this new one makes more money than everything else has made, and then they come back to Daniel Craig to do another one or two, which isn't out of the realm of possibilities. But as long as it all clicks together and it all sort of feels authentic and that part of the same universe, it could be really, really fun. All right, now, speaking of movies, filmmaker Quentin Tarantino is doing something that he's never really done before. A new extended cut of the latest movie, his latest movie, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, is set to hit theaters in North America this Friday. It will have about 10 minutes of new footage made up by 4 new scenes, increasing the film's total runtime to just under 3 hours. With a few exceptions for unrated versions and TV edits, this will be Tarantino's first time releasing an official extended version of one of his movies, something that he's actually criticized other filmmakers for doing in the past. The original cut of the film hits Blu-ray next month. Love this movie. I could stand to see an extra 10 minutes of it. I bet there's a lot of incredible footage on the cutting room floor, and I think Tarantino gets himself into trouble by creating all of these rules and doing all of these backhanded slaps to other creators out there. I think that's such a wasted energy, and I think he should just focus on the art that he can provide for us. He's got a singular voice, a singular talent. I like that he sticks to his guns, no pun intended, with the types of work that he creates out there. It's always interesting, even if I'm not a big fan of the finished product. He's an artist that I love going to check out what he's got cooking, you know. And I love this movie. I thought it was phenomenal, even if it was meandering and weird and a little incongruous. And I think a lot of people were rightly disappointed with the depiction of Bruce Lee. I thought it was hilarious, but I think that there's a lot to kind of enjoy in that motion picture, and it felt so different. And probably Martin Scorsese and Francis Ford Coppola loved it because there were no superheroes in it. Last night, actually, this isn't really a news item, but I just wanted to provide a shout out and a thank you to Bryface. I forget the other guy that he was with, though. Who was the other promotion partner? I forgot. But Bryface, who was on the show a little while ago, introduced EP to some live chiptune music that he created while the show was running. He invited me out to the Overflow concert that he put on at a venue called the Fox Cabaret here in Vancouver. I went to it, and it was completely packed, and it was such a cool night with great chiptune music and great video game music. You know, everybody was having a good time. There were people dancing and cheering along to some really cool artists, and it was a great thrill. Looking forward to going to the next one. And if you get a chance to go and check out a chiptune concert in your area, I suggest that you do it. You're going to have a good time.